I've been a real music-obsessed person since I was a small child. So I've gone through a lot of different phases.
You're also a skater.
Yeah. I was a Norwegian champion for a couple of years, and I was sponsored, and I came out here actually and skated like San Francisco in the 90s.
We're in the show, by the way.
Oh, right. Oh, shit. Okay.
Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Joachim Trier, and I'm nervously awaiting my test on Trackstar. All right, here we go.
You have to tell me who the artist is.
Stevie Wonder. My dad was a jazz musician before he started doing sound for films. And I remember in the car going to school in the morning, Sir Duke was what got us up in the morning. It's a really sophisticated track. I mean, on so many levels. It's kind of a song about music and the joy of music and music history. I grew up in a household with a lot of jazz, a lot of soul music. Growing up in Oslo, Norway, that was, I don't know, that's what we listened to.
I heard the term Stevie Wonder referred to as prog soul.
Yeah.
Like prog rock, but prog soul. And I'd never heard that before.
No, but that's the thing. Stevie Wonder, of course, also as a producer, if you listen to the sonic aspect, the mix of this song, it's so clean. It's so pure. It's almost like you want to feel each instrument. And also, like as a kid, you realize that there's a kind of dramaturgy to how he phrases, changes in the way he sings throughout the song, because he repeats things a lot, but they're always a little bit different and developing. So that gives you a sense of progression through the song. And all those things you notice subconsciously. And when you get older, and like me, start working with movies, you really love that stuff.
Yeah.
Because you don't want things to be static. Music and film move in time. And that's the thing. It sounds very intellectual when you talk about it like that, but it's something we all feel when we listen to music and see films.
Music and film are both communicating through emotion.
Completely. And the funny thing is film is kind of caught in between. Like many of us want it to feel like music. But then when we talk about it, you get caught in kind of a language of literature maybe or something like that.
Stevie Wonder is doing something that's so complex, but at the same time just hitting you in the heart in a really simple, straightforward way.
Isn't that the hardest thing to do, to make something really sophisticated, but then actually it's very emotionally available and immediate? And I think Stevie Wonder's got that amazing voice. Music history, man. Stevie Wonder is one of the most important artists ever to me. And I also feel that you got this thing about him experimenting with synthesizers, working with jazz people, soul people, all kinds of a very varied understanding of exploring what music could be. So yeah, no, a huge fan of Stevie Wonder.
Song number 2.
I said goodbye to me. I looked in.
Oh, Harry Nilsson. Oh man. I just want to listen. I don't want to talk. I want to listen. No, but seriously, Harry Nilsson, what a voice, what a songwriter. I remember seeing this interview as a kid growing up with Beatles. Was like the big thing, of course. And they asked, like, who do you admire in American music? They mentioned Harry Nilsson. I said goodbye to me. Actually, the song you're playing now, I used in a film. I was allowed to use in a film called Worst Person in the World. And it was used in the trailer and everything.
Ja, jeg elsker deg. Men jeg elsker deg ikke.
You don't plan these things. You drop something in there, a song you love, and it kind of works with the image, and it feels like a blessing that you're allowed to use it.
The Harry Nilsson vibe and tone is similar to the vibe and tone of that movie. I don't know, because of the song?
I think what I'm trying to do when I choose music, it's not just to create an effect, to get the one emotion in a scene, but you try to find a patchwork of music that creates a vibe that fits the movie.
Okay.
That's the price of love. Can you feel it?
Wow. Where do we begin, man? New Order. I think when I hang out with musicians, I have a lot of musician friends, and you really get down to it, there's a lot of admiration for New Order. Their history developing from being, Joy Division, kind of post-punk, northern British, dystopic yet melancholic, beautiful music, and then turning into the pop phenomenon of New Order. Throughout the 80s, 90s, still going. If I'm not mistaken, this track is from the early 90s. It's from Republic, right?
Yep.
Yeah, which is an album kind of in between. It's kind of middle, I would say middle New Order. I remember this music video. It's shot at Cannes.
If we could buy it now, how long will it last?
It's like a oneer, I think, towards the hotel in black and white, very decadent, very European. I think the vibe of sort of Riviera Rampage, like synth music with a deep melancholic twist to it.
When you were growing up in Oslo?
Yeah, in Oslo, yeah.
Did you guys have MTV?
Yeah, we did.
Or was
we
there,
had something
was
on
there
Sky
a
Channel
Norwegian
and then
version?
MTV. Yeah,
so those music videos were
Completely.
a big part of your life.
Yeah, it was. Absolutely. And I also learned through that, I think, to appreciate music in visual terms as well. And you could just feel when a video gelled with the music and when it didn't. And that was an art form. And a lot of great filmmakers came out of that also. Yeah.
Did you use some New Order in Reprise?
Yeah. So I used Blue Monday in Reprise, and I used another song in the most recent one.
You keep coming back to them.
I came out of underground stuff in the 80s.
Yeah.
And there was this whole, me and my friends, it was silly. There was like this kind of cred police thing going on. Like, I remember like someone coming to a party and they liked the wrong band and everyone became kind of quiet and awkward. We don't like this guy anymore. Like, it was terrible. Yeah. It was policing taste, which is awful. And we're beyond that now. But the thing about New Order, they never lost their credibility. They pushed so far into the pop landscape. And it was so catchy and sweet and harmonious. And yet they had that edge for some reason. They always did.
Okay, here's another one.
Le Tigre, what a cool band. Yeah, again, it's an interesting mixture of genres. It's kind of electronic, but it's still punk. No, I love it. It's a dance scene in Reprise, my first film.
That's probably one of the first times I heard that song.
Really?
In that movie.
Oh, I'm honored.
I just remember it hitting me like, in a very strong, powerful way when I saw that.
What can I say? What a band. What a band. It was funny because we didn't get it until the last minute. And I was weeping. And finally we got a hold of the actual band.
Saw it.
It needs to be there. And it was in the mix and everything. And my sound, the people I was working with, the team, they were like, shit, we can't replace this. It's so awesome. And finally, last minute, we got the rights. Ugh. Oh, yeah.
He wants to get into a mosh pit.
Bad Brain. This is, what is it, the big takeover?
Yeah.
This is so cool. Listen, I love when music combines unusual things. The rhythmical structuring and the fact that they play reggae and then also did hardcore punk does something to their music. I don't know any other band that sounds like Bad Brains. I used to be a skater. That was my life. I hung with skaters. We listened to a lot in the 80s, the late 80s, punk, hardcore stuff, straight edge music, all kinds of things. And I think Bad Brains kind of changed from one type of punk into that quick, structurally shifting kind of hardcore sound. And so Bad Brains is to me one of the greatest bands of all time. I got kicked out of a band because I was a bad drummer. I couldn't play as fast as this, what can I say? I didn't have it in me, so I had to make movies instead. I'm a little bit nervous about this, but that you picked some hardcore punk. That's awesome, man. Because I'm not that guy anymore. I'm a grown up making serious movies, but I come from being in the pit at hardcore gigs and stage diving and all that loving, strange, undiagnosed ADHD energy of people and young skaters, a lot of lost souls, a lot of weirdos, a lot of freaks, but we loved each other and that whole group, in Oslo and in other cities as well, meant a lot to me when growing up.
My understanding from doing this is there's a lot of guys your age that lived that experience and then turned it into some other sort of creative outlet or other kind of outlet for good. I think it's a very, very important scene.
Yeah, and it keeps coming back. And I think there's this whole crisis in culture. Everyone's talking about, people aren't going to the movies anymore. They're not doing this, they're not doing that, and the music industry and all that. So just remember, like in the 80s, people would sit at SST Records and hand glue the covers and send them into the world. And those records that were so underground and so cheaply distributed became the next generation's kind of platform for creating everything they did, and now they're classics. If you look at Bad Brains, you look at also more indie, like Dinosaur Jr., Black Flag, and also bands like Husker Du, like all of those are classics now, but they were super underground, and they didn't expect maybe to be to be seen or sold so much, but they went on the circuit and played live, like people do now. So let's be optimistic. If there's good bands around in the future, even if they're small now, they might be the classics of the future.
Jagged jigsaw pieces
He's locked in right now. He's locked in.
tossed about the road.
Oh, Gil Scott-Heron. No, now we're going into the more melancholic part of our chat here.
Yes.
Deeply soulful, deeply personal, a social realist in a way. Someone that spoke about his life and conveyed that even to a little kid like me sitting halfway across the world in Norway. Pieces of a Man, right, from that wonderful album. I think that's like an album where every song is magnificent. There's not like one song that you want to skip. I'm still a vinyl freak, so I put this on with my kids and we listen to it, and on a Sunday morning, I get a sense of gratitude for what's good in life by listening to this, because it's challenging us. And it's the wonderful thing of popular music being both insightful and offering you something more serious, yet being very catchy and beautiful. Huh?
You have a huge record collection? Are you addicted? Do you keep buying more?
I try to be smart about it. Yeah, you know, it can get crazy. It can get crazy, and I have too many DVDs and Blu-rays already and books. So going back into vinyl over the last 10 years again, I got to be selective, or I don't know, there won't be any room for us in our small flat, you know?
Upstairs in the studio, we're kind of like renovating it, and we already have a massive record collection. People send us stuff, but we're building this like listening room. So next time you come back to New York in the spring,
oh, I would love to,
go
man.
in there and we'll
I would love
play
to.
some records.
Oh, I would love to. Sounds like a dream.
I saw a dream last night, bright like a falling star.
We're in the contemplative part of this now. Tari Callier, Dancing Girl. Tari Callier is actually someone I...
You have a fan, by the way.
Oh, hi.
I wrote you that letter. Hi.
Hi, Joachim.
I'm such a fan of yours.
Oh, thank you.
Your movie is so beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. I'm an actress as well.
Okay.
So if you have a movie, cast me.
Thank you.
So nice meeting you.
No, likewise. What a fun coincidence. Thank you. So, back into Tari Callier.
That might be
so
your next movie right there.
Yeah, no, how sweet. So, okay, I'm a big fan of Minnie Riperton and Rotary Connection. Really a big deal in my life. And Charles Stepney produced those albums and was a part of Rotary Connection. And he also produced 3 really great albums by Tari Callier. And it's an interesting early 70s Chicago scene, something that has beautiful arrangements and orchestrations, but also very soulful in terms of the vocal performance. And this song, Dancing Girl, it's from a beautiful album called What Color Is Love. I recommend everyone to get this album. It's a classic, but it also is the opening of Sentimental Value, my most recent film. So I'm glad you picked it, thank you.
When you're writing a movie,
Yeah.
you're obviously listening to music in your life.
Yeah.
Are you listening to that song as you're writing?
Yeah.
When does it come in?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's always there.
It's always there. In the writing room, Eskil Vogt, who I write with, all the 6 films I've done, we listen to music all the time. And I mean, it's not always, like sometimes we will just go crazy and listen to Tangerine Dream all day and cool film soundtracks and get into the vibe of cinema. But sometimes something like this, like Tari Callier, will inspire a vibe.
Yeah.
And I think it set the perfect tone. I even played it on set. And at that time, you know, I didn't know if I would be able to be allowed to use it, but we were, and I'm very grateful. Uh-oh.
Oh my God.
Come
on. Look at
This is so good. It's okay. I know what this is. This is Black Ivory, which is a band. You know what? Let's talk about Leroy Burgess for a second. Yeah, I mean, you know, this is so okay. Long story short, some asshole, sorry to say it straight like this, said that disco sucked at the end of the 80s, end of the 70s, and I got it. Okay, everyone was making disco, but the real soul disco people continued, and it went into something called post-disco or boogie, slow down, deep soul disco. Leroy Burgess, to me, is one of the big heroes of that era, early 80s New York. He worked with a lot of bands, Sal Soul, things like Log, Conversion, I think was on Sam Records, like the 12 inches that I and me and my DJ friends collect, that Leroy Burgess was a part of, and his group of people. Extraordinary. Black Ivory, they're starting to understand that DJs play their music, so it has a breakdown. The last half of the song is just like a boogie jam. And you can just like stand there with your friends and listen to it. And it's kind of interesting because when you play this at clubs, The people that know. It's a deep cut.
This playlist.
I'm sorry, man. I'm a music nerd. What is this, man? What is it? Sounds like kind of a soul, but with some electro aspect
So,
to it.
who's the soul singer who had a long career?
I know this song. I'm blanking. Chain Reaction. It's Diana Ross.
Yes!
Jesus. That took time, man. Diana Ross, what a prolific career.
Great,
Oh, la, la.
great career.
Soul classic, disco pop, anything, you know. And even she married a Norwegian guy. You know this?
Really?
Yeah, Arne Næss. So she became one of these characters. Like, Norway's a small country.
She's a Norwegian
So, yeah.
legend?
So she came to Norway. You know, in Norway, it's such a small country. So if like a celebrity even comes there, they call it a Norwegian friend, like a friend of Norway. She was a friend of Norway. Of course, it's Diana Ross. Jesus, the intro threw me.
Yeah.
Because the production is very unlike.
It's a weird song, right?
Yeah, interesting.
Very
Good
weird,
choice,
but
man.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, last one.
Wow, listen to this. I know this song. It's Todd Rundgren. Ha! A True Star, True Wizard or something. It's International
That's
Feel.
the album,
Yeah, that's the album. Yeah, International Feel. You know how I know this song? I'm a huge Daft Punk fan, okay? Of our generation, maybe they were some of the greatest artists. Really, also musically, on many levels. Thomas Bangalter shot a film. They directed a film together called Electroma. And they had like the most amazing cuts of music in there. Different types. You would think they would go disco, electro, stuff like that. No. So this song I heard there. But I'm a huge Todd Rundgren fan. I used one of his songs for my previous film as well. I mean, what like that's progressive music. That's someone who again makes catchy, beautiful. He's got some gems, you know. He's got some real pop classics.
And he touched a lot of different artists' careers. Was very much in the mix with it. But as an individual artist, was never that famous. It seems like.
Isn't that kind of sympathetic?
Harry Nilsson is similar.
Harry Nilsson is similar because, you know, he helped Brandy Newman.
Yeah.
He did a lot of work with other people and supported them. And a lot of people did covers for him off of his songs. And I think Todd Rundgren is very similar in vibe. It's like they're not about being rock stars. They're about making good music. And we like those people, don't we?
You can't be stumped. Okay, next time we'll do another one. We'll go even more we'll have an even crazier playlist.
I'd love that.
Do you have any messages for people out there?
No, I'm just grateful that I'm so relieved I got most of these. And this was fun. What a treat. I talk mostly about movies because that's what I do, and I very rarely get invited to talk about music. And this was a real pleasure, man. Thank you so much,
So
Jack.
good to meet you.
Really enjoyed this. Thank you so much, man.